Happy Saturday, September the 13th, and it's starting to cool down a little bit. I'm still wrestling with this cold virus that I have. Most of you already know that I walk in life on the safe side, and I do. You know, I have seen things in the city of Charlotte, North Carolina. Parents don't train their daughters anymore like I trained my daughter. They come from Ukraine, Germany, Europe, and they come to America. Girls that have dreams. Alana wanted to be a veterinarian assistant. I know she had a big heart, a kind girl, but she was never trained that the fact that we have terrible people in Charlotte. We do. And it just breaks my heart to see her be murdered. It broke my heart because it could have been prevented. You know, we do like to live in America believing that it's a safe place. Believing it's a safe place for a family to move from Ukraine to escape the war. The sad news is that we live in a violent America, and we do. And you see it every day on the news. Shooting in schools, shooting in malls, murder on a Charlotte light rail of a 23-year-old beautiful blonde girl. Charlie Kirk being assassinated. But, you know, in a way, when you talk about life and death, it's a check and balance system. And it is. People have to die, and people then live. I've always believed that everybody that is born, basically in your body, you know when you're going to die. Charlie Kirk, it was time for him to go. Irana, it was time for her to go. Now, can you prevent something from happening? Yeah. But what happened if Charlie Kirk did prevent getting assassinated? Would that mean that he'd still live to be an old man? Maybe not. You know, the reason why I make these vlogs, because I'm an old retired man in poor health, living with bed bugs in a place that I want out of so bad. My health is going downhill. And you know, my vlogs will be watched 3 or 4 years from now. People are going to go, boy, you are a strange dude. But you do make a little bit of sense. Yes, I do. Because a young blonde-haired girl would be alive today. She would be alive. You know, it's sad to say that I grew up in Charlotte, North Carolina. I grew up in this city. And I'm sorry. And I know the mayor, news outlets, city council, they're all going to get upset when I tell you that Charlotte is not a safe place to live. And it's not. No big city is. And I got Chicago on my mind. I'm not sure how I got Chicago on my mind, but I do. You know, it's sad now, as I said, in Freedom Park, a young girl goes out to Freedom Park walking her dog by herself. is chancing getting raped. Yes. And now, do we live in America now that we always have to be cautious about what we do? Yes. We have to be cautious for what we do. And as I said, in Charlotte, to this very day, there are places at night you cannot go in at all. We have criminals here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and you don't understand them. Judges don't, psychiatrists don't, even their parents don't. They're scripted in life to be that type of person. DeCarlos Brown Jr. was scripted in life to be that very person. Now, when I make these vlogs, I'm trying to get people to have more sense, to start seeing life in a different way. Our Christians tend to believe that we're going to be perished and gone, and all the good little Christians will raise out from their dead. I still want to know about the ones that are cremated. Are they also? Or is it in Christianity you can't be cremated, you have to be buried so that you can raise up on the rapture day on the 23rd and 24th? So guys, I got a bad stomach, bad digestive system, bowels are shot. I'm not even 70 yet. I'll be 70 December the 8th. So my goal in Charlotte, North Carolina is for all the young girls in their 20s and early 30s to live a long life. To get married, have children, have your children have children, and live a great life. But to do so, you have to be very cautious because there's evil people out there just waiting on you. They're waiting on you. You know, and I look at DeCarlos Brown Jr., I look at this guy sitting there on that rail. And a girl trusting, just trusting, goes and sits right behind this guy. I'm like, what in the hell is she doing? Why? So again, I'm going to tell you that I'm going to see if I can figure out a way to go to Kyiv, Ukraine. I know people are going, no, that's where the war is. That's where Russia and all that. I don't care. I want to meet the women. Y'all are just trusting everybody. Nothing's going to happen to you. Not in America. Land of the free. Yes, land of the free in America. Yes, indeed. Now, let me explain something about the Charlotte Police Department. You cannot fault them, and you cannot fault the CAT Security Police. You can't fault them. They do what they have to do the best way that they can. You know, we can say that security needs to be more present on the rail to prevent things like this from happening. We can say that Charlotte City Police are crap. They can't stop crime in Charlotte. But that's very wrong. We have a great police force here in Charlotte. And CAT Security Police do what they're supposed to do. But we're always going to have criminals. We're always going to have crime. And I hope and pray that females are safe. Because that's where my heart's at, is the young girls. Because I want to see you grow up to be great women. But unfortunately, in Charlotte, North Carolina, you have to be very, very careful. And always look over your shoulder. And don't trust any men that you come across. So I'm going to end this because I've said it before. The only reason I vlog because I'm an old man that is bored to tears and has nothing else better to do than to blog on YouTube. Blog? No, I don't blog. And I can't blog because I don't have those big mics. I have those big mics, so I can't vlog. It is 9:35, and I think I'm going to try to figure out something to eat. The uncle of Irana, I want to speak to you. If I'm not mistaken, she has a sister. Please tell her that the city of Charlotte isn't this rosy, happy place to live. Let her know that she needs to be cautious. Let her know that she has to be careful. Let her know that when she goes and does anything, to do it with friends. My goal is to see young girls live and not be completely senseless murder of a girl that trusted everybody. Time for me to eat some kind of breakfast, guys. Thanks for listening.